very happy to introduce my old friend Saif Islam, who is who's for a long time working as a leading consultant for EuPD Research. Saif will introduce the company a little bit in his presentation. You should know them, and he will talk about, as I already said, about the distributed solar in Europe's largest market, Germany. Saif, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Michael. I hope you can hear me, everyone can see me. I have the virtual background, which is not complementary with my headphones, so apologies for the blue note in that. So hi everyone, and yeah, it's great to be here. Michael, thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you to your whole team for setting up this fascinating conference. I'm happy to be a part of it. As Michael mentioned, my name is Saif. I'm a senior consultant at EuPD Research, and today I want to give you some insights on distributed solar in Europe's largest market, which is Germany. I've brought a lot of information, so I won't keep you too long with any introduction, but I did want to show you the agenda for today. I will have a look at some key facts on the EU 27 markets, and we'll have a little bit look at the development in Germany. This is data that's generally available, of course.
Maybe you can go in presentation mode. I somehow we
yeah,
see...
of course. Sorry, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, perfect.
Great. Okay. So the market data, it's reasonably generic. This is available. However, the data that I'll be presenting afterwards from our PV installer monitor is unique, but all at a given time. So just 2-3 words about EuPD Research. As Michael mentioned, we've been in the market for 22 years now. We've been focusing on distributed solar, on storage, on anything relevant for the energy transition. You may know us from our standard reports, such as the installer monitor, or our certifications. The most known is the top brand PV Seal, as you can see here in the middle column, which is actually based on the installer monitor, which I will present a little bit later. We offer any kind of consulting in terms of market analyses, competitive analyses. So in case you have any questions or you would like to get to know more about our services, please follow us on LinkedIn, go to our website, or happily to discuss it with you in person, reach out to me and my team. I will share my contact details later on today. Right, let's have a look at the markets as they stand at this time. So the EU 27 markets in general, here are some key facts. There was around 39 gigawatts installed in the EU 27 markets last year. And the top markets were Germany, Spain, Poland, the Netherlands, France, Italy, Austria, and Greece. Germany was the largest market, one of the reasons why I'm be presenting this data here today. 7.6 gigawatts in 2022. By the end of last year, we reached around 206 gigawatts of total installed PV capacity in Europe. And interesting fact, the Netherlands was the market with the highest watt per capita installation in all of the European markets. How did the market in Europe develop? From 2021 to 2022, there was around a 35% growth. As I mentioned, nearly 39 gigawatts were installed, and the top 5 markets alone accounted for 26.5 gigawatts in 2022, with Germany being the largest market. How was this made up? So Germany, here we can see the dark blue column is Germany, followed by Spain, Poland, and the Netherlands. How do we expect the market to develop this year? So we expect another around 34% increase from last year. There will be considerably more than 50 gigawatts installed in the European PV markets. The top 6 markets alone, Germany, Spain, France, Poland, the Netherlands, and Italy, will account for around 38 gigawatts. So the total number of what was installed in 2022 will be covered by these 6 markets in 2023 alone. And it's going to be a neck-on-neck race between Germany and Spain, who both are likely to reach around 10 gigawatts in this year. Now let's focus on Germany. We expect, by the end of last year, we had a total installed capacity of 66.3 gigawatts in Germany. You can see the growth over the last couple of years. The growth is going to increase, and so all of these numbers also are without the PPA plants. This is important for us to mention, considering the fact we're talking about distributed solar today. So this was by the end of last year, and here you can see the three main drivers in terms of the segments. So the commercial installations and industrial installations were always a strong part or a strong driver of the market in Germany. But as you can see on the right side with the dark blue column, the residential segment for the first time over the last 2 years reached a gigawatt, and we expect this to grow even further over the next few years. The German market is a market that has many of the pioneering funding schemes and incentive programs in Europe. We still have a feed-in tariff that's been decreasing over the last couple of years, but we also offer direct marketing in Germany, a tax credit, and a very interesting tender program. As you may know, the new government in Germany has also increased the targets. The Green Party is part of the new government and has been driving renewables and solar PV for many years now. We don't have a net metering scheme like in the Netherlands, and there's also no investment grants, but this may be an option for the future. Talking of the future, how do we believe the markets will develop? I already mentioned Germany is likely to reach 10 gigawatts this year. The residential segment will maybe even double in size as compared to the last year. And then the growth will be considerable over the next 3 to 4 years. So around 14 gigawatts in 2024, 18 gigawatts in 2025, and possibly more than 22 gigawatts in 2026. The residential segment alone, as you can see here, will account for nearly more than 10 gigawatts over the next 4 years. So this is fascinating numbers and a true sign of how the markets have been developing in Germany. Right, and now I just wanted to give you some unique insights into the key market intermediaries in Germany, the driving force behind all the installations, the PV installers, the people who go onto the roof and actually bring the systems into play. So for 15 years now, we have been surveying PV installers, not only in Germany, but in the key European markets. This is the 15th annual edition. As you can see here, these are the markets we covered in this year's scope. Germany, which I will show you some results in a few minutes, Austria and Switzerland, Poland and Italy, Spain and Portugal, France, Belgium, the UK, the Netherlands, and for the first time, 2 Nordic markets, Denmark and Sweden. Australia is also in the mix. We've been surveying the market down under for many years now. And these are the topics. This is the content list of this year's PV installer monitor. So each monitor includes market data like I just presented for Germany. We have a look at the sample description, who are the installers who participated in the survey. And then we have a look at the different categories such as modules, inverters, mounting systems, storage solutions, and home energy management systems. We have a look at the buying process, how and where do the installers purchase their components, and which brands do they know, do they use, and which ones do they recommend. Let's have a look at the sample in Germany. So we draw the line at 500 kilowatts of annual installation when it comes to distinguishing between high volume and low volume installers. You can see that a little bit less than half of the installers in Germany are classified as high volume installers, but they account for nearly 92% of the total installed capacity of the sample. In terms of the trades, you can see there's various different trades in our survey, which is quite interesting when we break down some of the results. Solar installers, electrical installers, general installers, and others. And here you can also see in terms of the installed capacity that the solar installers who installed more than 500 kilowatts accounted for nearly half of the installations in the German survey. However, electrical installers have also taken a huge amount of the installations and have become a very, very strong and driving force for the PV industry. Talking about distributed solar as well today throughout the course of the presentation. Here we can see that both solar installers and general installers focus on small to medium-sized installations. 50% of the installations, 50% of the general installers in our survey focus on the residential segment of up to 15 kilowatt peak. And if we have a look at the size in regards to the segments, we can also see that not only the low volume installers, but also the medium volume installers and the high volume installers have a very strong focus on the residential market. Rooftop in general, as Michael has also said, not only in Europe, but in Germany has considerably increased and has been the driving force of the market in Germany. And in terms of the sample, also interesting to see that a lion's share of the installers who install PV in Germany have already included electric mobility solutions in their portfolio. I know this is highly relevant for a lot of the manufacturers in the industry, and I'm sure a lot of the participants of today's show, charging stations and wall boxes. But also smart home installations and heat pump installations have become a very strong focus of the PV installers in Germany. Right, and then to conclude my presentation, I just wanted to show you some results. I mentioned we focus on modules, inverters, mounting structures, and home energy management systems. Today, I wanted to show some results from our category storage solutions in the installer monitor. Here you can see that nearly all of the installers in Germany in our survey already offer storage solutions, and that the few 2% who are not doing so far are planning to do so by the end of the year. So let's say 98% of the installers in Germany already offer energy storage solutions. This was exclusive to Germany, but we've seen a growing trend in other markets as well, like in Italy, Austria, and Switzerland, and some other markets. Storage has become a vital key part of the portfolios of PV installers. In terms of the installations, we can see here that 90% of the installations from our sample group are with new installs. So the retrofit segment is not significant so far, but it will become more significant in the next few years. So in 2020, the first systems dropped out of the feed-in tariff, and our end customer surveys also show that homeowners and PV owners, they don't want to dismantle or sell their PV system. They want to use it further. And here we can also see on the right-hand side that the large share of the installations in our sample are residential storage solutions with up to 15 kilowatt hours in terms of capacity. The DC systems are the most preferred storage solution installed in Germany. Nearly 2/3 of the installers install DC systems, and a similar number, 62%, slightly less, install high voltage systems as compared to low voltage systems. This is also an ongoing trend, which we expect to increase further over the next few years. And then in terms of unaided brand awareness, I brought a slide along today just to show how many brands are actually known and active in the German market. The list has been growing over the last few years. It's significant to mention that BYD has such a strong share in terms of unaided brand awareness. 3 in 4 installers were able to mention BYD spontaneously. And if you can see here, the dark blue column, which is the first mention, the first mention for BYD even surpasses the second most mentioned brand, which is Varta Storage, followed by E3DC, 2 German brands, and then some well-known brands also from the commercial, from the consumer side, such as Huawei and LG Energy Solution. That's all the time I have for today, unfortunately, but I would love to discuss our results and our services with you in person. So please let me know if you have any questions. We did feel that given the scope of this presentation and this conference today and all the high quality brands that Michael has invited, that we would like to offer you a special discount if you are interested in the reports. So please reach out to me and just mention that you saw this presentation at the Taiyang conference. Here are my contact details. Please feel free to visit our website or to follow us on LinkedIn and reach out to me and my team directly if you have any questions. Michael, for this time, thank you again so much for having me here. And I hope you all have a great show, conference, and a lovely day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Saif. Great overview. Do you have still time for 1-2 questions? Any? Okay, cool. So when you mentioned that there's a lot of storage also being attached to new solar systems in Germany. I think the attachment almost a super high. Everyone is actually now almost buying both. The question is, how are you seeing that when we look at total electrification? So is there a trend also? How do you see trends to heat pumps, wall boxes, and chargers? I think you are covering that as well in your research, right?
Yes, exactly. So for many years we focused on PV, and then storage came into the mix, and then very quickly we saw, based on not only our installer surveys, but also our end customer surveys in German, that the energy transition is not stoppable at the moment, including heat pumps as well, wall boxes. For both of these topics, we have our own dedicated research surveys of installers for charging stations and also for heat pumps. Our end customer monitor has shown that the homeowners in Germany, they want total package, and they want it now. For many years, they were hesitant. And then we had Corona pandemic, we had the Ukraine crisis, or which is unfortunately still ongoing. And we have a lot of political push. We have Fridays for Future. And the homeowner who was very hesitant, who said, PV, the whole package, it's very expensive, has now become more aware of the significant price decreases as well, but is also aware that the demand is increasing and we have supply chain issues. So this market could grow considerably stronger than what we estimate if there wasn't several barriers still, but we're very confident. And it's fascinating to see that the electrification, of course, will increase due to charging of the electric vehicle or usage of heat pumps as well, which makes PV and storage even more essential in the total mix. Last but not least, I think also in Germany, it's fascinating for us to see that now the nuclear plants are going to be taken off the grid, which has also caused a lot of controversy at the moment with a looming energy crisis. But all in all, is another push towards renewables. And yeah, we have very high targets that at the moment we will not reach. But I think targets are also important to push and to bring this into the conscience of everyone who can participate in the energy transition.
If you your numbers are quite upbeat, so you look for over 50 gigawatts this year, so another close to 40% market growth. So I think one big driver last year was obviously the energy crisis. But electricity prices have come down again. Gas prices too. I think the next winter is far, even if it's still cold in Germany. But but what I want to say is this fear factor that was a big driver, especially in Germany and Eastern European countries, Poland, which is one of the top 4 markets, and a couple of other markets. I wonder if this is going away on the one side, and on the other hand, actually, prices are still extremely high for rooftop solar systems if you compare that to 2-3 years ago. We have this installer shortage. So do you see that? Do you think that this growth will really continue like that? Or do you think that we maybe, I think for the next 2 quarters or so, see still big demand, which is just from last year, these orders, then basically it will go down again, or maybe that the prices go down again? So I don't know. So but if you look at payback times, they are quite long at the moment for
true. Yeah. So we're double confident in our figures, because we've been calculating these for many years, and confident that the growth will continue. You mentioned that some of the exogenous factors have been decreasing with electricity prices, but I think there's still an uncertainty. How is the situation in Russia going to continue? What does it mean by switching off the nuclear power plants as well? I think there's still not enough transparency in terms of the prices. However, we also survey our installers in terms of purchasing prices for components, modules, inverters, storage, etc. And they have all been telling us that the prices have been going down. However, when we compare this to the system prices that we get from the end customers, we have seen that due to the growing demand, of course, the installers have also been increasing their margins. So for them at the moment, it's a very lucrative business. Actually, someone in my own vicinity here working in the company, you know, Daniel, he inquired about a PV system and various installers denied him because they said, your system demand is too low for what we're currently looking at. We just want to install more than 10 kilowatts because this is just the business that, you know, is beneficial for us. Having said that, to answer your question, we do believe that the growth will continue. We do believe that what happened over the last couple of years has been, you know, has been as we say in Germany, a Wachmacher. It's woke, you know, it's been a wake up call, sorry, for many people. I know very many people also in my neighborhood who always told me, no, PV is not interesting, and now they're like, I need it today. I don't want to wait. I have no idea what's going to happen and how electricity prices are going to develop. Yes, they're coming down again now, but who knows in 12 months' time when we meet again on this conference, what situation we'll be talking about then.
Okay, super. Thanks for this upbeat outlook.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks and have a nice day.
You too.